the shit sticks were live.
Oh my.
Congratulations.
We're
us.
live.
Sorry,
Hello, everyone. We're playing Salvage Union tonight, a mech post-apocalyptic wasteland hex crawl kind of adventure thing, where all of these lovely people will be a part of the Salvage Union. They have their own mechs. They've got some fancy abilities and stuff with their classes, and we all live on the Union crawler, moving across the wasteland, finding stuff, doing quests, maybe killing stuff, maybe saving people. Who knows? Kind of depends on what direction they want to go. But yeah, this is our session 0. We're going to be making our characters, deciding on what kind of mechs we want to put together, what we want the team to look like, what we want our Union crawler to be. So there's a few different options for all that. And we're just getting into it. Some people have kind of already started, gotten some of their characters put together. So I was going to go through, just kind of prompt for everyone to start with their pilots. We can go through and see what people are thinking. I'm just going to go by order that I have it here on the Foundry chart. So, Bert, what are you doing for your pilot?
For my pilot, I am going Scout.
Okay.
The things that you got to pick, I chose Gather Intelligence as my ability. I can investigate an area to gather information about it. It could be a specific point on the area map or a location such as a ruin, encampment, settlement, or base. Describe how you go about doing this, then ask the moderator 2 questions about the area, which will be answered truthfully. 2 pieces of equipment, a portable communication unit. Since I am a scout, that would be useful to have. And improvised explosive device, because blowing stuff up is fun.
Yes.
My background is criminal. We weren't always a scout. Don't ask. My motto is knowledge is power, Francis Bacon.
Hey, that's mine too.
Okay.
That's also mine. All right, this is working out great.
Francis definitely Bacon. My keepsake is a lucky rabbit's foot. My appearance is slender. He's very anime. He's got, you know he's a good pilot because his hair is covering completely one of his eyes.
Yeah.
That's extremely
no depth perception.
No, the best ace pilots, their hair covers both of their eyes. That's how you know.
Yeah, you don't mess
they don't
with
even
them.
look.
Yeah.
They don't even need to see.
Awesome. All right.
He goes by Echo is his handle. Echo.
Okay.
Echo.
Yeah. Everyone's going to be having a name and then also a call sign to go by. So moving on from Bert, Chuck.
That's
who's
me.
your pilot?
I'm Poacher. That's my call sign. I didn't come up with the name. Just call me Poacher.
Okay.
I'm also a scout. But Bert and I are streaming close, and I would rather not have the gather intelligence because I was thinking of either taking tail or survey drone. And I think survey drone sounds fun. But I don't know how to remove gather intelligence from my character sheet.
Right click on it.
Perfect. Thank
you. Yep.
So yeah.
Just figured that out myself.
Yeah. It took me way too long to figure that out when I was messing with it earlier today.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. I'm my pilot. I'm Poacher. I'm also a scout. I've also got portable communication. I've got a handheld rivet gun and a survey drone, so I can scout shit out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You got your motto and your keepsake and all that stuff.
The motto is the same as Jake's and Birch's. Knowledge is power, Francis Bacon. So I'm gonna switch mine over to start fires, do drugs.
Okay.
And my handheld, I'm sorry, what?
I was going to say, there's randomly this module and the game provides a whole bunch of random ones you can roll from. So some people got similar ones, it looks like, but you could also write whatever you want for any of these.
Hey, can I ask real quick, Joe? This Forge VTT module, is this free? Is it out there already for people to use, or did you buy this?
Unofficial, and it is free. Yeah. So free unofficial, based off of the first run of the book that they put out.
Mhm.
Yeah, awesome work by the community putting this out there. I found it on their Discord. People made this, so it's good. It's got all the styling, CSS stuff, so it kind of like matches the book a little bit, and it's got a whole bunch of macros, and rollable tables, and NPCs and things. So saved a lot of time. Great.
Yeah.
People are cool.
Yeah. Oh, and my keepsake is a pre-war handheld console, so I got a Game Boy.
Nice.
Not even a Game Boy Advanced. It's just a Game Boy.
It
No.
would honestly, if it was my choice, it would be the Advance SP that had the backlight and the clamshell to protect the screen.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's a good
Just sit there and play Metroid Fusion all day.
one. Mhm.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, Dan, you've got your pilot.
Yep, I've got a hacker, call sign Coyote, and I'm going with the cyborg route, or the augmentation route skills. See how that goes.
Okay,
I've got
sweet.
a gun and a high tensile wire, and my background is a born salvager. My motto is "Salvagers know nothing is truly lost," and my keepsake is a set of dice.
Fantastic. All right, and Eddie will be joining us next time. Jake, who are you playing?
I am playing a hauler named call sign Candyman. He's got a background as an entertainer, and I decided to change up my motto to the Candyman can. Makes sense.
Nice.
He's got a leather-bound journal that he has as a keepsake, and he can sing a folk song to set the mood for people and help give them some extra oomph.
That's great. Oh, it gives you a few options on like what kind of mood you want to go for.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Fantastic. All right, and then last but not least, Jeremy, who are you playing?
I'm going to be playing a soldier, call sign Ruffles. He used to be a
All right.
miner. His motto is "Feel the Fear." His appearance is stocky. He also has a pre-war handheld console, and his ability is he charges straight into things. Not a very
That was
complicated
fantastic.
fella.
Sometimes you need that. Good. All right. So yeah, the character creation is pretty quick for the pilots. There's a few starting out classes. One of the starting classes is unique, which is the salvager, and you are locked out of any prestige classes down the line, but you can take any of the starting abilities of any of the classes.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
Yeah, a lot more foundational options, but can't specialize.
Oh, you know what?
Got pretty diverse.
I don't think I can take the drone because it looks like it's not one of the starting ones.
Oh, is it not?
No, that's fine. I'll take Silver Tongue. That way I can talk NPCs out of all their stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to be a thief.
Gonna go stealing.
I like stealing.
One of our scouts was a previous criminal. The other one is a current criminal.
And what was my background? I don't think I mentioned that. I gotta find it again, Joe. God damn you.
I don't know if you rolled for it.
I didn't move it over, I don't think. I think I was the born salvager.
Could have been. There's also an option to, I think, roll it in the character sheet.
Yeah, that's it. I was born salvager.
Ooh.
I like stealing.
Yeah, there's lots of rollable tables for generating your character, for backgrounds and mottos and all that. Okay. Moving on from the pilots of our crew, every one of us has mechs as well. So there are 6 starting out mech chassis that can be outfitted. You can double up on you could all have the same mech. It doesn't really matter how varied you are, and you can also build them out slightly different from each other with different systems and modules. And we could definitely, you could spend a while on that. So we can go through and see kind of what frames people might have selected for now, but definitely won't be locked into that. If you have your mind changed, especially until we do the first session, and probably even after the first session, just to kind of get a feel for the game. I'll let you guys be kind of flexible on how you've kitted these out. But we'll start with you, Bert. What are you thinking for your mech? Oh, you're muted there.
I'm already done. I'm going with the Mizona, which it uses hover, no legs. It gets around by a cushion of air. It is also one of the most easily blown up, but also one of the most easily fixed mechs. Lots of parts for these around. I went with a custom build instead of choosing the basic. I have a rigging arm, a mini mortar is my only weapon, floodlight and escape hatch. Those are my system modules. And actually, I guess those are, what are they? Yeah, systems. Okay, so my modules are a comms module, zoom optics, and a survey scanner.
Fantastic. All right.
Did I say cargo pod? Got a cargo pod. Got a little bit of extra room in there.
That's good. So that is one of the downsides of that mech is it's not very spacious.
Mm-hmm.
Helps keep it in the air, though. Chuck, what were you thinking for your mech?
I was looking at going with the mule chassis because it looks silly and I like it.
Making the battle ass.
Making the battle ass. Maybe that's what I'll call it, is the battle ass.
Good. You could pick the hauling mech, but just only put guns on it.
That's a good idea. Because I've got it kind of geared up towards hauling. I'm gonna do a custom, and I'm just gonna weaponize the hell out of this battle ass.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with the mule. It's gonna be called the battle ass. That's a good idea.
Battle ass lives again.
The battle ass rides again.
Is this the third time it's been in our games?
Yeah, because it was in Ultraviolet Grasslands.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bert's currently got a battle ass in Night Below.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think this is the third incarnation of battle ass.
So battle ass 3.0.
Yeah.
Battle ass 3000. Okay.
It's in this future.
Oh, I can put flamethrowers
And
on.
what were you thinking for your mech type you were going with?
Well, I was ironically thinking about the same thing as Bert. I was gonna do the Mizona, but I'm pretty much just gonna take the default pattern just because I don't really know. So I'm sure that they make a good recommendation. It's got 2 flamethrowers, and it comes with a loudspeaker, and I'm dropping that in favor of an escape hatch. That's the only change I'm making. And then I'm keeping the comms module and the weapon link module and the self-destruct module that it comes with. We'll see what happens.
Fantastic. Yes, when you're kitting out the mechs in this game, it recommends 3 systems, which are the escape hatch in case things go bad and you don't want to die a horrible death inside of your mech. The locomotion system, because your mech cannot move by default. You have to buy a system for it to be able to move. And if you buy it multiple times, you can move in multiple ways. And then the comms module. If you want to be able to talk to your team, you need a comms module. Otherwise, you're just kind of looking out. Maybe you can do hand signs or something, but not a lot of communication options. I think there's some
semaphores. You can wave flags inside your cockpit.
Yeah.
Communicate in binary with blinky lights.
Yeah. I think that one means he needs new coffee. Hot coffee.
Okay.
That's it.
It's gotta be Morse code. I'm just gonna tap on my shoulder.
All right. Jake,
Cat.
what were you thinking of going for with your mech?
A nuisance cat.
I was thinking of going with a thresher. just a heavily armored stomping doodad, basically. It's got some flashing RGB lights and a Technicolor Dream Warrior pattern. Loudspeakers, locomotion system, standard. High pressure hose, just in case of fires or the need to drown somebody. Floodlights, comms module, self-destruct. No escape hatch, because I figure if things are bad enough that I'm going to blow myself up, I'm just going to go for it. But I do have a chainsaw arm, so there's that. I've decided, due to its angry construction and colorful nature, I've decided to name my mech the Rainbow Lucifer.
Nice.
Okay.
I like that.
It's fantastic. All right. And worst case, if you don't have an escape hatch, you can just chainsaw yourself out. You know, you'll figure it out.
I'll just give myself a
Ironically-
salute with a chainsaw arm, and that'll do it.
Yep. Ironically, your mech design makes me think of a show that we watched that had like a mech with a chainsaw arm. It's like, It was kind of
Great.
neat. It wasn't a great show, but the mech designs were different.
All right. Jeremy, what were you going for on your mech?
I mean, reading through it, they talked about how the Bobcat model was used by miners. So if that's what my soldier used to be, he just stole one of these whenever he quit his old job. I'm taking mostly the default setting, but if we have somebody else that already has the survey scanner, he's replaced that. So like he's got, some of your traditional stuff. He's got floodlights, escape hatch, locomotion system, comms module. For his melee weapon, he just has the mining rig, so he just melees people with this horrible mining equipment, because that sounds dreadful and great. But I got rid of my survey systems because we got somebody else who does that now. So he replaced the survey systems with some armor plating and a 50 caliber machine gun.
All right.
As you do.
He's repainted his Bobcat so that the appearance is covered with like grisly, bloody markings. It has the quirk of incredibly loud grinding gears, and its call sign is Reaper.
Nice.
All right. Love it.
Which feels good whenever I randomly rolled Feel the Fear.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like the contrast of Candyman Jake and his rainbow mech, and then you're just this like insanely dark, fucked up mech next to it, all bloody. It's great.
Gonna be perfectly parallel and
Yes.
opposites.
All right.
Don't fear the Reaper.
Cool. And like I said, if you guys have different ideas on how you want to respec your mechs through this session or by next session or even through next session, totally fine. Just pop them in and out. I'm not going to hold you guys to it too much, especially because we haven't felt it out what it feels like to play. The resolution mechanic for this game is pretty simple. It's a single D20 system. So roll D20 and you can get anything from a critical fail to a critical success. You can crit fail, you can fail, you can succeed with consequence, where something you want to have happen happens, something that you don't want to have happen happens. You can succeed with no consequence, or crit succeed and you get 2 successes out of it. Yeah, has a little bit of a generous range is my only apprehensive bit about the mechanic, but I do want to try it out and see how it feels in practice. But it's kind of similar to some other systems we've played. The other space system we're playing on Mondays is a little bit like that, same range, just kind of different numbers on it. Now let's go into creating our union crawler. So your union crawler is basically a village that follows you. You guys go back and use it as a home base. It can grow over time. You can take resources that you collect out in the world from doing your hex crawl or from doing quests. You can bring it back. You can upgrade it. You can buy more bays. You can bring more people. You can let it take better care of your mechs. And there's all sorts of different themes and ways that you can kit out your union crawler. On the website, you can kind of pan through them pretty quickly. There's the augmented, the battle, the engineering, exploratory, and trade. I did a poll a few weeks ago that you guys voted on and kind of narrowed it down to 3 options. There wasn't really an overwhelming majority across the votes. I believe, where was it at? You guys had voted between the battle crawler, the exploratory crawler, or the trade crawler. So battle crawler, normally you don't really want your Union crawler to get involved in combat because it's kind of a big city that's been salvaged together. But the battle crawler changes that a little bit, and it is outfitted and definitely not just a sitting duck. So you can bring it to the fight. It can deal out a lot of hurt. So that's one route to go with your Union crawler. There's also the exploratory crawler, which is it's kitted out with much better mobility systems. So you pretty much never have to worry about it getting stuck in any terrain. It can go across rivers. It can crawl up mountains. You never really have to worry about how you're going to navigate a route or maybe have to pick a worse path with that sort of thing. And then the trade crawler, you have a better trade bay to start out. You're kind of like a mobile trade hub where you'll get a lot more traffic of people coming through with all sorts of different things. It's easier to buy things. You'll have access to stuff earlier than you might normally, but you also might be a target for people that want to bandit you and steal some stuff.
Or Jawas.
Mhm.
Yeah, a little bit. Could be Jawas. It's definitely a good way to think about it. So yeah, lots of options, and you also don't have to be restricted to those 2. Like I put that poll out there, or those 3. There are 2 more. There's the augmented, which is a little different. Basically, your crawler is full of a whole bunch of people, which are doing all sorts of body mod stuff. So it's a lot easier to get body modifications and upgrades to your pilots. I think everybody's given like night vision as a part of it by default. I think that's like one of the perks you get. It's like just everybody on the augmented crawler has some sort of thing. And you have an AI system that's on the crawler that you can talk to and kind of interact with. Each one of these themes of your crawler has a different kind of central figure that you interact with. So like the augmented one's an AI, the battle one, and you have this like grizzled veteran kind of guy, like soldier on board. Engineering, you've just got this really good research engineer guy. Exploratory, you've got a wasteland explorer guy who's very familiar with the areas and stuff that you're going to go through. And then the trading one, you have like a trader guy, like a merchant dude that's stationed on you. I think the last one we hadn't talked about and what it does was the engineering crawler. So that one's good for kind of optimizing what you guys do with your scrap and your mechs. It's cheaper to upkeep. It's easier to upgrade the mech level. So it'd be easier to buy new bays. You don't have to spend as much scrap into keeping your crawler running. And then it's easier to buy new systems. I think you can access them like a tier early when you're researching and building your mechs. So lots of things to think about. Where you guys kind of leaning? Which any one of these jump out to you in particular that you guys want to do?
I'm kind of indifferent. That the trader sounds interesting because it might give us a blend of there might be some combat and non-combat.
Yeah.
Same. I kind of like the trader as well.
He votes for the trader.
I'm good with that too. Am I muted? I'm not muted.
Ditto.
You there?
Yeah, I'm good with trader.
Jeremy, good with the trader?
Ruffles will grumble and comply because it just means there's a better chance of finding better weapons.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to have some muscle for your trader,
Okay. Fantastic. So yeah, you guys will be the trading caravan. So better trading bay by default. You've got a savvy trader. You guys get to name them, give them a keepsake and a motto. So let me make that sheet for them out here.
If it weren't for the fact that we're playing this campaign with you in it already, Joe, I'd say we name them Trader Joe.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Well, that could be the name of the AI at least.
Okay. Savage Trader. The NPC doesn't have the traits that I wanted. Let's make him like a PC. Pilot. We'll make him a pilot. Savvy Trader. Okay. So do you guys have any particular motto or keepsake you want for him? Anything that comes to mind on what you guys want him to be like, your trader that's kind of running the bazaar? Like he could be the main merchant.
It's an exceptional rack of spices.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh god, what's the muscle man Randy Savage from America that runs the fucking diner?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
God, Bert and I have both ran that character.
Yeah, the guy that's in the gas station
Yeah.
place.
Oh yeah.
Super fortified.
I cannot remember myself either.
May or may not have a giant alien corpse in his basement that he uses for free meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's got an exceptional rack of spices. Someone else, what do we think we want his motto to be?
Oh no.
Or we can just roll it randomly too.
You
Keep
kill
what
it,
you
I'll
kill.
grill it.
Anything tastes good with the right spices.
I was gonna say, I feel like you're talking about my motto now, Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
There was one on here I just saw that said knowledge is power, France is bacon.
Mm-hmm. That is a good one. I think that's
Somebody
one
just
that,
really
Bert
likes
has.
Francis Bacon.
Or success is the best revenge. I like
Hmm.
that one.
Not bad.
Yeah. We can do that. Success is the best revenge, or you kill it, I'll grill it. What are we thinking?
They're both good to me.
I like killing and grilling.
Yeah.
I would love if there's a secondary motto that's the equivalent of like the "We will prosecute shoplifters," but it's just
shit.
like a drill going through the head of somebody on the little poster.
The word
Yeah.
prosecute is rewritten execute.
We execute shoplifters.
I like that motto. We execute shoplifters.
I like that. That may be, yeah.
So a bit more of a stern guy with the soft side with the spices. All right. Then we can do a random background, or do you guys picture him coming from a particular walk of life? In this setting, there are big like cities still, so it's not all a wasteland. There's massive cities called Arcos, which are kind of like think cyberpunk sort of.
He definitely ran a 24-hour convenience mart.
Okay. I love it. Let's see if it lets me edit this.
All right. I've got the battle ass completely done.
Nice.
I went with the most absurd weapon possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with the mecha pulse. And I just use scrap that I find and I have a giant catapult that I just fucking fling scrap at people with.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that the junk cannon or whatever it is.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
The junk jet.
Yeah. I'm just a big junk jet.
Okay. And what are we thinking of a name for this guy or call sign?
Hang on a second. I've got an idea.
Well, if it's kill it and grill it is the motto, then it has to be Ted Nugget.
Oh, oh, okay, yeah. Ted Nugget.
Okay.
I like that.
Ted Nugget, our savvy trader that previously ran a 24-hour convenience mart in one of the nearby Arcos, found himself in the wasteland. We're not sure quite why, but it
He
might have
wanted
something
to
to
see
do
the
with his-
world.
might have something to do with
He was
his motto
chasing
being
somebody that
he-
was stealing from him.
Yeah. Him executing shoplifters probably didn't do any favors with him staying.
No.
But he was able
Perhaps not.
to make his way out with an exceptional rack of spices and now finds himself sort of the de facto kind of leader while you guys were away. He's kind of the one that's running the trading bay, which is the main hub of importance on your crawler. Ted Nugget. It's fantastic. Since we are doing the trading bay, make sure we get that added. Complete the trade. And then also it looks like you guys get one other selection on the trade caravan. So you have one weapon that you can give. So it's not totally defensive or defenseless. If you guys go to the workshop on the crawler hub, select trade, and then you'll see there's like a select weapon section.
There's an option for a red
gotta-
laser, which is like a heat weapon.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
red laser, sandblaster, mechapult.
I've got a mini one on mine.
Yeah,
Red laser's good. Mini mortar. Yeah, I think one of
Red
those.
laser sounds good because you can grill things with it.
That is true.
Mhm.
That is, you use that
That's
to
true.
sear your meat.
Mm-hmm.
do a little bit of a warning shot if you see a big blast of red light. You gotta
Mhm.
ease up on whatever you're doing.
It's truly versatile.
Yes. Okay. Red laser it is.
Yeah.
Got a trading bay. It's got a command bay, mech storage, or crafting. I can't tell if it has all of these bays by default. I think it does.
Okay.
Pretty sure it comes with all those. Yeah. Yeah, it comes with all those bays, and then you have the trading bay upgraded. Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. For your union crawler, what are you thinking you want to name it? And kind of, does anyone picture what they want it to look like or anything like that? It's not the exploratory crawler, so it will have some sort of kind of movement system. Maybe it's on treads, maybe it's on legs.
I'm a big fan of giant spider legs, like Wild
Yeah,
Wild West.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
Uh-oh, Bert.
I was gonna say put it on chicken legs so we can call it the
Oh.
Baba Yaga.
Oh,
Oh.
Ooh,
Bert's on fire with these great
no
ideas.
kidding.
Giant fucking chicken legs. We'll call it the Yaga House.
Yeah, it has.
Okay.
Obviously, that little red beam needs to come out of like a very conspicuous place.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Get into firing position as it squats down a little bit.
Raises one leg.
The problem now is that we're going to have something that we name Yaga the Hutt.
It can be an enemy later on. The original
Mhm.
owner of the Yaga House.
We're good with Baba Yaga as the crawler name.
Yeah.
All
I'm good
right.
with that.
Yeah. Baba Yaga, giant chicken legs. So I'm picturing it's just kind of like a disc platform that maybe kind of settles itself down when you guys are ready for trade and people can come on board and all that. But then it picks
Probably
itself
like
up
just
and
the regular reticulated legs, but we've painted it to make it look like the scales on a chicken leg, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Like Hal's Moving Castle.
Mhm.
Yeah. Fantastic. We're the trade crawler. Big red laser, giant chicken legs, the Baba Yaga. So, what do you think brought you to this crawler? I guess we can
It's
go
cool
around.
as hell.
It's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Different.
They don't complain when I find all sorts of questionable scrap that needs to be sold.
Okay. Don't ask too many questions.
Yeah.
Dying of thirst after murdering everybody at my old mining outpost.
Mm.
Oops.
They bought my
Pigs and
old tea with food and water.
Yeah. Do any of you think you knew each other before you came to the crawler?
I mean, I'm
Or
okay
did you
with
all
it.
meet on board one by one as you were introduced or came aboard?
I kind of like
Fine.
that. We just kind of all
Yeah.
met on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if I knew Ruffles before this, I would have been killed.
Chuck's character and mine might have passed
Yeah.
in the same jail once.
Yeah.
Saw each other in passing.
Or
Yeah.
maybe you performed at the old mining outfit.
Oh yeah, that makes
First
sense.
time here?
Okay.
No.
I like you. You're the one gave me hope. Made me remember I had it in me. Every
Well, I'm
blood
glad to hear it.
Yeah, I like that. I will dedicate a lot of my murder to you. You're the wind beneath my
Fantastic.
wings.
That what you've always wanted to hear?
I took your sunrise and sprinkled it with dew, covered it with chocolate and a miracle or two because the Candyman can.
Shit.
Nice.
Fantastic. Jeremy and Jake have a little bit of a previous acquaintance. Maybe Bert and Czech had run into each other before.
Yeah.
I'm fine just randomly being there.
Okay. What was
Sad
your
corpo,
Just like in
tear
real
his
life.
ass in half.
what was your background there, Dan?
Born salvager.
Born salvage. Okay. Yeah. That works. You were just found yourself on board and met everyone else after.
Yeah.
Okay. There. Got a few different bays and things to go through. So, cantina that's on board. What do you think that's called? What's it like?
I mean, do
We
they
go with
give
the
away
obvious.
free hot dogs?
Do
Is it-
that?
is it
I'm
the-
all for it.
is it our-
Because it is a trade post. It could totally
Yeah.
be.
It could be our skankles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I
much better.
mean-
I was almost going to say ice hole until you said that.
But see, the reason for that is you got to do something with all of those shoplifters you kill.
That is true.
Uh-huh. Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Waste not, want not.
Mm-hmm.
Mystery meat is always the special.
Yeah.
You never ask what's in the hot dogs or why they're free.
Okay.
No, these
Cantina.
are fancy because we've got spices. They're tube
Mhm.
steaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we think of the name of this cantina is that's known for its free hot dogs?
I mean, it's gotta be
Skankles, of
skankles.
course.
Skankles.
Yeah.
Skankles.
That's what it's got to be.
That's what it's got to be.
All right. We've got Skankles on board. Fantastic.
I'm so happy.
What a glorious day.
The beautiful home you guys are building for yourselves.
It's definitely a home.
It's a home.
Beautiful might be a little generous, but
I don't know if we're building towards Florida or Vegas, but it's one of the two that we're
It's a strong
heading
blend.
towards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say so. Your trading bay is already upgraded. There's also like the command bay, which is like where you're kind of driving everything, where all your navigation systems and stuff are. There's your mech bay where mechs are stored. Storage bay where there's supplies and things. Armaments where our big red lasers mounted. Crafting bay where you guys can make use of your scrap. A med bay where you guys are able to heal yourselves. Pilot bay is kind of like the residential quarters, and the armory where you guys get to store equipment and weapons and things. Of these bays, other than the trading and the cantina, what do you guys think is kind of the best put together? The one, maybe it was like the first bay that was built and people put the most effort into it.
Did you say besides the cantina?
Besides the cantina and the trading. Yeah.
Oh.
Cantina and the trading are pretty much already kind of set, but out of these other bays,
you might think chicken legs are going to be awkward, but that's not the case. This actually has a pretty top of the line, like, was it the command center? Is that what does the mobility?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think you want your trading bay to have good mobility.
Yeah.
Okay. So your command bay is pretty up and up.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That sounds reasonable to me.
And on the inverse, what's one of these bays that's kind of slipping, maybe not so quite up to snuff, maybe just barely doing its job?
Ooh, maybe the construction bay, because none of us are mechanics.
Yeah.
The mech bay?
We don't have.
I was going to say the weapons bay, like, because the grundle is getting dirty.
Oh.
Would you really let that happen?
No.
I think it's the mech bay because none of us are good with a wrench.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good at taking things apart, not putting them together.
All right. So we'll say
I
your
could see
mech
that
bays,
lining up
maybe a
with
little
our...
bit of a mess, just kind of barely working.
I'm sure that won't be a problem later.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why would you need a mech bay and a mech game?
Shouldn't
We'll be
you?
fine.
Okay.
Hey, if the game can allow us to be bad at something that important, then we'll be just fine.
Good, by God.
Yeah.
How many people do you think are on board this Salvage Union or your Union crawler?
Do we got like a range to choose from?
The range for your starting tier 1 is between 100 and 500.
378.
Exactly. They're good with that? You thinking?
Yeah. I don't know that.
Little over
that
the mid?
Does it have any importance bearing how many people we have?
Not really. Just kind of getting a sense.
I mean, if they count as a blade of armor, 500.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Just because your body's bruised and broken doesn't mean it can't stop bullets still.
Yeah.
So we wanted to go with 500 or 378?
Are they a blade of armor?
Maybe story-wise, but not necessarily mechanically.
378.
Yeah. Okay. We're well staffed, but not like crowded.
Yeah.
We're not strapping people to the external frame yet.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how it would I think it would be interpreted too as like, how does it feel? Like if you're
everybody
up to
here,
100,
like we eat heavy, we drink heavy. Everybody wants to sprawl out when they sleep. Nobody wants to be packed in like sardines.
right?
Maybe we had a few
You'd be kinda-
shoplifters and had to prosecute them.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 380, but now we're at 378.
That's it.
Gotta make an example of some shoplifters so everybody knows you're not messing around.
Actually, that might be an easy way to like have like the grizzly markings on my mech and just take like perpetually like replace the skulls mounted here and there from the very shoplifters.
Mechanically, what I'm doing with the exceptional and problematic bays that you selected for the command and the mech is that there's an upkeep cost to your crawler. It's 5 scrap per, I'm not exactly sure the unit of time, but basically pretty much every mission you want to have at least 5 scrap that you can just donate to general maintenance, repairs, and stuff like that. If you don't meet that, then random things might start being broken or having problems. So from your guys' answers, the command bay is going to be a lot less likely to have problems, and the mech bay is going to be the most likely to have problems in the event of there being problems. So you can also always upgrade the tech level of your crawler for 30 scrap. If you get 30 scrap, you get to go to tier 2, get more modules, you can upgrade your bays, all sorts of cool stuff. But that won't be for a while. You'll probably have to be a few missions before you can do that.
Yeah.
Not gonna find heaps of scrap in our first session.
Right. A pile of scrap.
Scrap Mountain
Okay.
just grows out here.
What would you say the kind of rules of engagement almost, or when you're going throughout the wasteland, are you pretty open and trying to invite as many people on trade as possible? Are you very reserved and, you know, only kind of reaching out to places and planning your course? Like, how do you guys feel like you kind of navigate this crawler around?
I mean, we are merchants, a trading station, so being pretty open, I think. I mean,
Yeah. And we've invested in mobility, so I would think being more engaged would make sense.
yeah.
Some of us have disagreements. Some of us say buy your shit and leave.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Some people say
why
stop by
Ruffles is
Skankles while
here.
you're at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Buy some things, go see a show, get a hot dog.
Yeah.
Maybe a new one.
Try and steal something, become a hot dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. More on the open side. What was the last mission that went wrong for you guys?
What's the reason we have 378 people?
Yeah. We got word that there was some good scrap to be scrapped. And maybe we had a buyer lined up.
Yeah.
But when we got there, there was something, I don't know, wrong. Maybe extra radioactivity or not enough. We were supposed to be picking up depleted uranium.
The scrap was radioactive.
Casing. Yeah.
And too many people
Okay.
hugged it and got warm.
Hazardous scrap. Not necessarily from like malice, just kind of bad intel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We brought it back on board, and the 2 deckhands that were sorting it out got irradiated and burst into flames. That's why we're at
As you do.
378.
Okay.
We call it the
Days
brisket
without incident
of 92.
3.
We did eat them. They were well cooked. No.
Yeah, they came pre-cooked.
Mhm. Yeah.
They were pretty gristly from all the tumors, but still edible.
Just cut around
Yeah.
those.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
once you put them through the grinder into the hot dog mold.
That is true.
Man, when you can take out the whole tumor all at once, you just fry it. You call it a popper.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's
For
some ranch.
truffle.
Oh,
Not a tumor. It's a truffle.
oh. I regret
Yeah.
everything.
On the flip side, what was the last mission that went well? Maybe better than you were expecting.
Did we go to the beach?
We
Like
went to
some
the beach.
weird.
We had our beach
We got
episode.
a beach episode.
Yeah.
And we had so many hot dogs afterwards.
So
Yeah,
many
we
hot dogs.
ran skankles on the beach. It was
Yeah.
glorious.
Yeah.
We just put huge like hoses with pumps just through the hoses in the ocean, just soaked up the wildlife and just right into the hot dog processor. Those
A
crunchy
hot dog
shell
fundraiser
dogs.
at the beach.
Yeah.
Yes. We lost a few people that are allergic to shellfish,
Yeah.
but you know.
They weren't our people.
They were customers. It's okay.
Yeah. Do you think you have a what do I say, like a whole jail cell kind of thing on board, or do people just get booted?
Oh no, they don't even get booted.
What?
They get hot dogged,
They get
obviously.
recycled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It goes very much along with our shoplifter policy.
They don't go to
Yeah.
prison, they go to processing.
Yep. They go through processing, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. How is it just everybody knows that, or is it kind of like a secret?
Draconian law policies are the best, you see, because nobody breaks the laws, and there's only a few laws because there's only one punishment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot goes, but what doesn't go really doesn't go.
You openly deter crime by processing offenders.
Our
into
criminal
hot dogs.
processing system.
Mhm.
Yes.
We're good people.
Get
Mhm.
prosecuted and then
We are.
processed.
We're the best people, dare I say.
See, at first people complained, but then when they tasted the spices, they stopped complaining.
Yeah.
That's really what it came
Yeah.
down to.
Yeah.
Enough Creole and onion powder and change anyone's mind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Which one of you is the oldest member of this union? Has been here the longest? Not necessarily oldest, but has been aboard.
Always been here the longest.
Yeah.
Mm.
I am tempted to pick myself for that because I'm the only person who has no prior experience with anybody else.
I was kind of leaning that way too because
It's-
you're
That makes sense.
a salvager.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've
We've
got
been
the
at this
salvage
a while.
background.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Dan has been aboard the longest. And do you think you were like, there's 378 people. Do you think you were in like the first 100, first 200?
I'm gonna go with maybe like the later half. 'Cause,
Okay.
like, I imagine that it's like I was doing my salvaging or whatever, and I was just like, maybe it's time to give this up.
Okay.
Go trade.
Which one of you has been or is the most recent addition to this crawler?
I'd volunteer to be new.
Okay. I think that makes sense.
Because I'm not a trader. I'm not. It's just I'm the muscle that showed up nearly dead at your door.
Yep.
That's fair.
Good to have someone of your skill set with how big we're growing. Yeah. So we know the draw to the canteen is the hot dogs.
Yeah.
You've got our upgraded trading bay. So what about the trading bay makes it feel upgraded? What kind of draws people to it? What's maybe how it's organized, how it's set up, maybe particular things that are available for sale? Like what about it makes people want to come back and makes word spread about your guys' particular crawler?
That would be the new disco ball and roller ring.
There you go. I was thinking it's a rotating merchant thing. Like merchants will show up, they got some shit to sell, they'll hang out with us for a while.
Yeah.
And then when they're done, they skedaddle and a new person shows up. So you can get all sorts of wild stuff.
So you're saying it's kind of like it's pretty modular, it's easy to set up shop, and
Yeah.
It's good for people to come and stay a while.
Yeah.
Kind of like an apocalypse bazaar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do the whole thing. You kind of get lost. It's almost like a little mini city, almost. You find all these little booths, like it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
Literally and
We do-
figuratively.
Yeah, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Melting pot of culture until you steal something, and then you go into the other melting pot.
That might even be like if there was like the little mini food court inside of the trading bay. It's the melting pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, our family friendly cafeteria. In case Skankles is too much.
Food court in the trading bay is the melting pot. All right.
Yeah.
And plus, if
What
people
was
are like
the-
willing to stop and get snacks, they're more likely to buy that one more thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. For sure.
Hmm.
People like shopping with the food and air and being able to pick up a snack, stay longer. What was the last bay that you think had a problem? So I know that you guys picked that like the mech bay was kind of the more problematic one, and the command bay was the least one. But what's the last bay on board that you guys think like triggered the alarm and you needed to do something about it?
I mean, maybe it is the command bay that's like been recently overhauled because chicken legs can be awkward until like you found a way to upgrade it.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. So that's why it's so upgraded. It's the most recently renovated part of the crawler. Okay. And what was that problems?
Electrical fires.
We had normal legs, but they were on backwards.
Oh, no, one of them was on backwards. We could only go in circles.
Bumblefoot. It's an infection in the chicken's legs. It causes them to stumble around. We had a problem with the actuators.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. With that, that's kind of all the questions I had. If there are any other things that you guys were wanting to flesh out about your base that you thought of, or Anything else you can think that you want to add to it?
Nah.
I've run through my pre-made.
I think for now, it's good until we can play and see how we feel about things.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So
How about an
Probably gonna wrap.
overview of exactly how roles work and such, if you feel up
Yeah.
to it?
Sure. So most of the time, it's a pretty simple resolution mechanic. It's a single D20. If it's something that feels like it needs to have some sort of risk to it, that's what determines if you're going to make a roll or not. If it's something that makes sense that like your character should just be able to do it, shouldn't be a roll. But if there's some potential for it to go wrong or a high degree of variability as to how the outcome could go, that's when you want to do a roll. And it's got the 5 degrees of success. So the range, let me get the numbers right, so I'll pull it out. So if you roll a 1 on the d20, it's a cascade failure. Something goes terribly wrong. It's basically a double fail. 2 through 5 is a normal failure. You just don't succeed at what you were trying to do. Might set you back 1, or if it's combat, you just miss. 6 through 10 is a tough choice. So you succeed in what you were trying to do, but something bad happens as a result of it. So maybe you attack something and it gets to hit you back, or you accidentally also hit something that you didn't want to hit. Maybe you find some scrap at a good place, but it's going to be hard to get to, and it's going to kind of mess up your mech trying to get it out, something like that. 11 through 19 is a normal success. So you get it with no problems, whatever you're trying to do. And then 20 is nailed it. So you double succeed, essentially. Most of the rolls are done by players. I'm probably going to be doing some just kind of like throw stuff around and move trackers around in the background, just for my own keeping track of stuff. But I think pretty much every roll is player initiated, and then I get to do reactions based off of if you guys do failures or you have to make tough choices. There are no modifiers to rolls, so you don't get like a +1 to attacks or something like that if you're a soldier. But even though there's no modifiers, it's kind of kept in mind when you do the roll as to what your range of success would be. Like if Jeremy, our soldier guy, is going for an attack or he's trying to fight someone, the range of success that's kind of possible out of him, even though he doesn't get a modifier, it'll be a lot easier for me to say he gets more out of an attack that versus someone that's not really, that's their wheelhouse. Or same thing with someone that's like a scout. If you're saying I'm going for like a recon thing, I don't want to be seen, maybe the amount of information you're going to get out of a 20 is going to be more than someone that's not a scout trying to do the same thing. So even though there's not modifiers, the type of class you're playing does kind of play into what results you're going to be getting out of that dice roll. Yeah, that's the main mechanic for resolving rolls. It's just a single D20 system. You guys all have abilities that you can kind of activate. You have ability points, which you can spend to do that. Some are variable, some cost 1, 2, 3 points.
Okay.
Some of these are the variable ones will say like for every point you spend, you get X out of it. And the mechs also have abilities too. I think like there's one I saw. It's like a rigging arm or something like that. It's like a magnetic arm that can pick up scrap. And oh yeah, you're muted there.
Oh yeah, the Bobcat has that. You activate it, it basically magnetizes. You get to carry more stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and every ability point you spend on that is like more stuff you get to carry. So variable stuff like that. A lot of the abilities can be used kind of out of combat and in downtime stuff too. There's like lots of like you communicate with people and you get more out of them. But there are also some combat oriented one, like the one Jeremy has for charge. He gets to run in and be better at that. Probably go over more next time of exactly like how the actions work when you're in the mech and such, just so when you're in it and doing it, you'll be able to stick better while we're playing. But for this time, we're just kind of building out our mechs and our characters and getting it ready so that next first session we'll be ready to dive into the hex crawl and into the world.
Yeah.
Any other questions or anything you wanted to know? Is everyone feeling good about their mechs and their characters, thinking they want to change
Yeah.
anything around?
I've redone mine some.
Okay.
It's still the battle ass. The mech is good. I ended up changing my character from scout to hauler because I'm gonna need a lot of scrap for my mechapult. So the squeeze it in ability where I can get extra cargo space. Yeah.
Nice.
Seems, yeah.
That's a good one. Make more out of the space that you have.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and then next time around, we're gonna have Eddie. Between here and now, I'll help him build out his character and his mech. And we'll pick up in the adventure. You guys get to plot hooks. It's gonna be kind of like a hex crawl. I'll have the map finished. You'll get to pick where you want to go. Throw out some over here. There's some fun stuff, and may or may not have trouble or requests come to you. Who knows? There's definitely not people that like to go after certain crawlers, especially trading ones, bandits and such.
They're just future hot dogs.
That is true.
So many hot dogs.
Kill them and grill them.
The setting of this game is kind of post-apocalyptic. It's out in the future. You're in this big wasteland. There's all these arcos or cities that somewhat maintain normal life, but they're kind of dystopian and they all have their own different problems. Everyone out in the wastelands have either rejected that or they have been kicked out of that society or they escaped because they wanted to live a different life. Some people are trying to get back in to the arcos. They're trying independence. That might be something that you guys are personally working towards, and that's going to be something I'm going to have some questions for you guys off stream with your characters on, maybe some secret motives or things that you guys are having working towards. Because I think even one of like the prestige classes is a union rep. So
no.
Or yeah, like a
Not
corporate
that union.
something like that.
They're gonna make me follow safety guidelines, and I am not okay with that.
We didn't vote for OSHA. They don't like it when we put people in our hot dog grinders.
Right.
Right.
What do you mean a safety guard or rail?
Now nick
It's
me an
just
ocean man.
extra hot dog.
Right. It just puts us above quota.
Yeah.
Yeah, each of these Arco cities that are left over, they're usually kind of monoliths of a particular corporation and such. Sometimes you'll see these corporations trying to do stuff in the wasteland. There are all sorts of maybe fights and things that they've had between each other, and they want to go back through and pick some stuff up, or they're trying to send stuff from, because these companies own multiple of these cities sometimes. They need to transport stuff across. So I think like one of the pre-built modules is that one of these transport ships crashes and you guys can go investigate it and see if you can steal anything off of it. And then one of the other fun things about the wasteland is there are not just humans, salvagers, big city people that are backed by corporations mulling about. There are also biotitans, which are just massive creature kaiju type things that you may or may not run into that will be problematic. You can also salvage them for scrap. Same thing with like anytime you destroy a mech or whatever or find scrap, you can salvage it and use that scrap for stuff. Biotitans can also be scrapped, and they're hide and meat and just biomatter is very valuable. We traded. So they are very dangerous, but also potentially valuable if you can take them out. And there's also the meld, which are kind of this alien thing that people don't really understand. And people kind of debate if it's even actually there. Sometimes the meld fuses to stuff and makes it act all weird. All sorts of weird stuff with that. That's usually seen as kind of like this black hive mind goo mass of stuff that takes over stuff. No one knows if it's malevolent or friendly. Some people say they can talk to it. But you'll have that to look out for. And we'll dive into all that next time. Yes, especially since Eddie's not here, I don't want to dive into our first adventure or anything quite just yet. I've got a lot of stuff going for the Baba Yaga with your giant chicken legs, red laser, trading. You turn people into free hot dogs at Skankles if they disobey your laws. You have a exceptional command bay that was recently renovated after an electrical fire, and a horrific mech bay that you kind of let go, as it's not really your guys' focus. You spend a lot more time trading and doing other stuff. The mech bay just kind of does its job. And yeah, I think we're good with that. A good wrap. A little bit shorter this time, but
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Oh,
Final
good.
thoughts, anyone?
No, excited to get
Looking
to it.
forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Been looking at this game for a while. Jeff actually recommended this game to me because I was looking at all sorts of different mech games because I've had an itch to play a mech game, but most of the mech games don't really work in our format where we play 2 hours.
Right.
Especially like Lancer. I was looking at Lancer, but
Oh.
everyone I talk to about that, they're like, "Oh yeah, I've never had a combat shorter than 3.5 hours." It's like,
Oh God.
don't
Yeah.
think
That's far longer than I want to do that for, I think.
Yeah.
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 I will agree.
Right. So this one seems to fit better for kind of the rules light, narrative, loose approach that we like to do. So be good. Excited about it.
Yeah.
What else do we have going on, Chuck?
So on someday this week on the YouTube, we'll have our next Dragonbane session up. It's YouTube only. Well, maybe I've been streaming it anyway. So tomorrow, noonish, we may be streaming some Dragonbane as well. Wednesday, we should be there. Well, no, it will be the final session of Night Below because you guys got the 4 towers cleared out. Yeah, Friday we'll be back for more Pathfinder 2nd edition. And that's it for stuff. Yeah.
So many years, we'll finally find out if we finish the fight or if we die and lose our house with unlimited wealth in it.
Shit. Yeah. God, that would be a real surprise for whoever gets that item next.
Right?
Right.
It's just jam-packed with a
So much
huge
money.
amount of wealth and magical items.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
The GDP of a nation vanishes with that item.
yes.
Yeah.
All right. Bert, what have you got going on?
I get some more playtesting Sunday, Mortals White Box, and then Tuesday, Werewolf 20th Anniversary Edition, and Friday is Bloody Appalachia.
Nice.
Voice.
It's fun. Jeremy, anything?
Hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got our games on every Monday now for the Otherscape. I guess you guys are playing every Monday anyways on the Lolly Geiger channel.
Yeah.
So see a bunch of us there for that. Yeah, we're going to be doing this not next Saturday, but 2 Saturdays from now, or every other Saturday, Salvage Union.
Yeah.
I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Dan.
Go to the Discord. It's the place where we hang out and chat.
Yeah.
Yes. Got a cool Discord, growing community down there. Lots of good memes. All right. Won't keep you guys any longer. We're good with that. Thanks for watching, everyone. Fun session 0. I'm excited to put this massive crawler you guys have designed into jeopardy every 2 weeks. It'd be great. Good.
Yeah.
There'll be a hot dog count at the end of each session.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's your scorecard.
Yeah, on the outside of the building, we just paint a new hot dog for every person that gets turned into hot dogs. It's like our
There's
little
just
kill
exhaust of hot dog water constantly dripping behind the
Yeah.
crawler as it's going.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It's our
All right.
coolant. It's dual purpose.
Yeah.
It cooks the dogs. It cools the machines.
Then it just
Multi-purpose.
makes our whole post smell delicious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
it's flawless.
I mean, it is spiced, so it's not
Yeah.
just, interesting meat smells.
Right.
Cool.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to head out now. See you next time.